Monster Hunter Wild is an absolutely fantastic time, but what if I told you that I could make your time playing this game better by just changing a few settings, allowing you to have an overall better quality of life when it comes to Monster Hunter Wild? So let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting off, as you go into your options menu for all of your settings, you're going to scroll down to Minimap Rotation. This is one of the most helpful settings that I have changed in order to make the gameplay and figuring out where I am on the map just a lot better. Right now, everything is rotating, so it's very hard to see which way is up, down, left, right, whatever. But if you go to map rotation and hit fixed, this will make it so only your character arrow is going to rotate on the map so you can see which way you're going without the map moving to and fro. Next up, if you stay in the exact same tab we were just in, you're going to head over to the left and go to your head armor visibility. I have mine on show because I love all the armor sets in this game, but if you want to turn that off, you can hide, or you can hide it during cutscenes just in case you spent a ton of time on your character customization and you want to show off what you've done. In that same tab, you're also going to see Secret Auto Explore. I have mine on because I don't mind this and it hasn't really been a huge issue, but you can definitely turn this off so when you stop, your Secret won't automatically just start moving around slowly. Instead, it will be in the exact same spot where you stopped. Next up, you're going to want to head to the Camera tab and you're going to want to scroll down until you find the Camera Distance Zoom. Right now, it's going to be set automatically to 4, but in my opinion, you should take this up all the way to 10. The reason being is the monsters you're going to be fighting in Monster Hunter Wilds are going to get really big the more you progress the game, and when your character is zoomed out, you will be able to see that entire monster instead of trying to figure out which foot you're hitting and not being able to see it in its entirety. This is a solid quality of life change here that I didn't realize I needed until I changed it myself. And speaking of the camera, you are going to continue on going to the graphics setting and you can turn off motion blur. I know a lot of people get a little bit sick with motion blur on and they really don't like it at all, so you do have that option under graphics to turn off your motion blur. I've kept mine on because it really doesn't bug me that much and I haven't found a problem with it, but it is nice to know that you can turn this off to up the quality of your gameplay. Next up, we're going to head back to our general settings on the third page and you're going to scroll down all the way to Weapon Attack Power Display. Now, I am going to explain a little bit what this is going to do, but right now I have displayed my damage numbers with the coefficient that the weapon is going to do when you look at comparing which weapon is better. However, if you don't want to take into account the coefficient, you can actually hit display without coefficient, and this is going to make it incredibly easy for you to see which weapon is actually better and which weapons you should craft as you progress through the game. Basically, this is just going to make it a lot easier for you to figure out which weapons to use, especially if you're a new player coming into the game and just want that base physical damage number. Moving to the second options tab, we are going to scroll down to auto sheath and you are going to disable auto sheath. This is one of the most helpful tools you can use because there's been so many times when I'm trying to get off my combos and I accidentally hit the wrong button and I auto sheath, then I get hit and it just makes hunts a lot more frustrating. But when you disable that auto sheath, you are in full control of putting your sword or weapon away, and it just makes fighting monsters a lot easier when you don't have to worry about if your sword is going to be out or not. Staying within the control setting, we are going to go over to page 2 and going down to aim focus mode controls. Now, focus mode is really nice, but the majority of the time you have to hold it down. Well, not anymore. You can actually toggle this to press your left trigger once or hold your left trigger down constantly to remain in focus mode. I'm using a ranged weapon, so I'm actually going to toggle and just press LT once to toggle the focus mode. This is going to allow my hands to be free and not have to worry about holding down that extra button in the middle of a monster fight. This is completely personal preference. I'm sure once I get into melee weapons that I will figure this out and what feels good, what doesn't, but right now under ranged weapons, I'm going to just press once to toggle in order to get that focus mode active. Now, with that adjustment to the toggle mode, I do want you to go over to the camera settings and go back to the camera speed horizontal and camera speed vertical for your LT, which was your focus mode. Now, you can adjust this depending on what you're feeling and how comfortable you are with the focus mode camera as a whole, but you want to adjust this accordingly because this will change focus mode to give you a higher quality of life once you've activated and you're in a boss fight. Now, staying within camera settings, you are going to go to the 4th page. Now, we're going to look at the monster sighting camera, and I have this currently enabled, but a lot of people don't like this. What this means is anytime a monster is sighted close to you, your camera is going to jerk over to that monster so that you see it. Now, you can disable this in order to take that away. I personally don't mind it, but if you don't like that at all, there is an option for you to disable that camera jerk. Now, lastly, I do want to draw your attention to the Options tab under Accessibility. This is going to have everything you need if you have problems or need assistance playing video games as a whole. First and foremost, we have the colorblind assistance. You're also going to have the visual accessibility, auditory accessibility, and motion sickness reduction that you can all make adjustments to. Even though I don't need any of these, I just wanted to draw your attention to it just in case you need some form of assistance in order to play Monster Hunter Wilds. But there you have it, guys. That is going to be the settings that I think you should change or at least take a look at when exploring and playing in Monster Hunter Wilds. These have allowed my quality of life in the game to go way up, and I just wanted to share those with you. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification on your way out as it helps me a ton. And until next time, guys, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.